And so I was just asking the Creator, show me what's up. So the Creator has a very interesting sense of humor and shows me what's up. I'm on Temple's campus. I showed up at Temple early for a music rehearsal I had later that evening. And as it happens, I'm sitting on Temple's campus and I see the brother. I was like, that's him. Who's that woman with him? And I've learned that you got to get your closure when you can. So I followed him and her. And I called his name out, which I'll spare the listening audience. And he turned around, and there was a pregnant woman next to him. Very pregnant. Like, I'm about to drop any minute pregnant. And I just looked at him until he felt so uncomfortable that he had to introduce us. And I asked him, is that your baby? He said, yeah. And I was like, wow. So the brother was seeing me and this woman that got her pregnant. She was 9 months pregnant, which means 9 months the past 9 months that he had been with me, he had been, about to have a baby. So, I didn't have much to say at that time. I was really in shock. And I was also really worried about the sister that was with him that obviously didn't know who I was. So this was on a Monday. And I was thinking about this sister that whole week, like, I hope she's okay. She doesn't really know this guy. She's pregnant. He's a liar. She could be exposing herself to all kinds of things. So the Friday of that same week, I met her on a Monday. And Friday, later on that week, I'm at City Hall in Philadelphia. And a pregnant woman stops and smiles at me and waves. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know any pregnant women. Who was that? And I was like, oh, that's the sister I met on Monday. She doesn't know who I am. She just waved and smiled at me. Right? She doesn't know who I am. I chased this sister down. And I say, sis, how pregnant are you? She said, 9 months. I said, wow. And I proceeded to tell her everything I knew. I said, look, this is who this brother is. This is how long I've known him. This is what the nature of our relationship. This is what I've experienced with him. Just trying to fill her in to save her some hardship. And I let her know, look, I've been thinking about you all week, worried about you. Not knowing what you knew. And I just tried to tell her about this brother. And to watch out and be careful. Get tested, whatever she has to do to be safe. So, this was last June, 06. This June, 07, I run into my sister a year later. It's almost a year to the day. And I run into her at the same spot, City Hall, Philadelphia, that I did the year before. So, same sister, same spot, City Hall, same time of year, June. Except for this year, she has her baby with her, her son, beautiful boy. And, I could see the guy I was dating, that I had been dating, that was the child's father. I could see his face on this little boy, smart, cute little boy. And it's just deep to be like a year later. And I asked her, like, how are you and the son's father doing? She said, oh, I'm no longer with him. And it was interesting. We all just have to learn in our own time. But, this whole thing has caused me a lot of pain, but I've been going to therapy, working out a lot of this stuff. And I can actually look back at this story and with some distance now, as opposed to feel like I'm going to break down while I'm talking about it. So I'm there's a lot of growth that's happened for me even in the last year. So, if you're out there and you're dealing with somebody like this, or you have dealt with somebody like this, and you're trying to get some clarity on them, ask the Creator for the clarity, and it will come. Sometimes it has to come kind of hard, like it had to come for me a couple of times, but once you're willing to actually hear the lesson and hear the clarity, you can see the blessing in it. So hopefully my telling of this story will help someone out there. That's the end of my ice cream melts story.